The Singapore Food Agency has sent out a circular to remind food business operators to ensure the food supplied is prepared hygienically and safe for consumption at all times. This comes with the recent rise in the number of food poisoning incidents in the past week. Now, almost 300 people fell ill in separate cases at the ByteDance office and the SCDF Academy. SFA says all operators should ensure that their food handlers have attended the required safety training and are registered with the agency. Another reminder is for operators to adopt good food safety practices, like storing raw and ready-to-eat food separately. There is also the need for operators to stress to their staff the importance of adopting good personal hygiene practices. SFA also highlights that food safety is a joint responsibility between the government, industry, and consumers.
So we make sure that our staff do not overtake orders, and also to hype up our pest control vendors to make sure that the place is free from rodents or whatever. And at the same time, at Purpose, we also install ionizers. So these are all additional measures and even cameras to check on our staff to make sure that everybody is adhering to our guidelines.
Yin Hai Yao at North Point Drive was one of two food businesses whose operations were suspended following the ByteDance incident. When CNE visited the outlet, staff were seen cleaning the restaurant as required by the SFA yesterday. Now, CNE understands that the restaurant has called customers who have made reservations and offered to change their bookings to a different outlet. Putian Services says it will suspend its catering kitchen at Senoko to cooperate with authorities while awaiting the results of the investigations. All their restaurants will continue operations. Now, for more, Chan Fong Ying joins us now. She is a senior food safety consultant and trainer at ISRC, a standards consultancy and training center. Ms. Chan, welcome to the program. Now, first of all, these cases of mass food poisoning, we're seeing about 300 people being affected. What could have possibly gone wrong in these situations?
Okay, usually for large scales of food productions and distributions, it can amplify the implications of contaminations, especially when the food is produced by a central kitchen and it is distributed to various locations. So it widespread the illness.
At which point, though, does food poisoning become severe? Because in most cases, when you're sick, you go to a GP, you get some medication, and then you'll recover after a few days. But when should we be concerned when it comes to food poisoning?
So we have to be concerned when you observe that there is a change in color and textures of the food products, and if there is off taste of the food products, such as rancid smell, and also even there is visible mold growth on the food products, we should stop consuming these kind of food products.
So, but in the case of ByteDance in particular, how did the contaminated food go unnoticed? Because we're looking at about 130 people being affected. I mean, what were some of the telltale signs that they should have looked out for?
Okay, the telltale sign, it could be because of the sour taste of the food. If they notice that there is some off taste of the food, they should stop consuming. And also, if they notice that the temperature of the cooked food is not warm enough. For example, the hot food is not kept at hot enough and cold food is not cooled rapidly. They should be aware of all these signs and feedback to the food operator.
Okay, for the ByteDance situation, we understand that external vendors were engaged to cater the food. That means it was not prepared or cooked at the office premises. What safety challenges does catered food that's perhaps prepared in central kitchens present to consumers?
If the food is prepared outside and it is transported and delivered to various locations, served at different locations, they have to ensure the cooked foods are kept at proper temperature. For example, hot food should be kept at 60 degrees Celsius and above in a food warmer. And for cold food, it should be kept between 0 to 4 degrees Celsius to make sure the qualities is maintained.
In a situation like the ByteDance incident, where more than one food operator was involved, what sort of safety protocols should have been in place, Ms. Chan?
Okay, so basically for the food operators, they have to be careful from the beginning of the food preparation process to the end of the process, such as during the receiving, they have to check the temperature of the raw materials and keep it at a proper storage temperature. For example, chilled food should be kept at 0 to 4 degrees Celsius. And for frozen food, it should be kept minus 18 degrees Celsius and below. And during the food preparation, the food handler, they have to practice the good personal hygiene, such as washing their hands using the soap. And also, when they're touching the cooked food, they have to wear the hand gloves. And also, to prevent cross-contamination when they are handling raw and cooked food by using separate utensils for raw and cooked food. And especially when they are preparing large volumes of food, they have to ensure they are checking the cooked food temperature, the internal temperature, using the thermometer to ensure it is fully cooked.
Okay, and as we understand, investigations are ongoing for these cases, but could they be serious enough to warrant tighter food safety regulations in Singapore?
The current Singapore food regulations has robust food safety measure, requiring all the food handlers to pass the WSQ food safety course level 1, and also they have to attend a refresher training after 5 years. And also for food caterer, they need to appoint a food hygiene officer to oversee and enhance the food hygiene practices at their premises. So I believe if there is a trend of a mass food poisoning case, there could be a possibility that the authority might enhance the regulations, like enforce additional training requirements, and also request the food operator to have higher food safety management system to implement.
All right, Ms. Chan, thank you very much for coming in to speak with us. That was Chan Fong Ying, Senior Food Safety Consultant and Trainer at ISRC.